I'm curious, we've all seen really cool multicultural projects that two individuals might come forward with, right? I mean, people have had creative ideas around here for a long time. But this feels, I mean, I think it's different because it was done by 15 people. I mean, do you agree with that?
Again, it's the whole team focusing on what can we do to really make our school more welcoming to all cultures. I mean, there's some people we know who feel very comfortable walking in, getting an appointment with the principal, or, yeah, it's very, very easy. But for many of our community, the school is somewhere where, maybe it's a cultural thing. You let the teachers do their job, the principal is in charge of the building, let's step back and leave. But now you get an opportunity to bring them in and they feel welcome. Wow, this is my school, my kid's school. Especially seeing the videotape of the teachers talking about their lives outside of school and the things that they love and they enjoy. It's just powerful. It is powerful, and we kept looping it. It was available in the media center on a big screen, so parents, when they got their report card at the front desk, they could sit in the media center and relax, read the report card, watch the videotape of the teachers, and it was available around in the hallways, around the building. So it really just created an environment that, wow, this school is really welcoming. Well, something is different here.
And the cool thing about, sorry.
I know time is running out.
Yeah, time is running out.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah,
We could go on and on.
like, oh my goodness.
I thought y'all said y'all was gonna stay here all day. What happened?
No, Brenda said that.
Projects. I do want to make sure we get to that.
Brenda said that.
I'm going to sit down because I have to stand up all day. So the second project we did was the MSA project, where we explained to parents a lot more about the MSA test. We had sent home notices and called, and I forget how we got everybody. But basically, when the parents arrived, we had invited parents with their children to, and everybody, and we invited them. And if you wanted to come early, we provided dinner, so and pizza from the local place. So that was that was inviting, and we didn't have all the multicultural food, but a lot of people, they're busy. We understood that people are busy, and including food made it much more possible. We ended up with over 100 parents and children. So at the very beginning, Ray started out and just did an introduction of having everybody. We didn't go all the way around the room, but meet somebody next to you, and he sort of did an Impact Silver Spring introduction, and then Bertram talked about MSA and the history and what's included, and put up some of those graphs and showed the achievement gap. And a lot of parents are going, oh my goodness, I never knew. And the different parts of the MSA and some of the history of how Piney Branch scores have improved or not the past few years. And then I did a presentation where we actually gave out a sample copy of the MSA test. And our school is a 3-4-5 school, so we just took the 4th grade reading test, gave the parents a chance to look at it, and then handed them the answer sheet. And this is just the one off the web. So the kids and parents could work together on it. And then I went over the answer sheet. And if you look at the answer sheet, it's not always easy to understand because there are 5 or 6 answers for each question, and so so I talked through how that worked, and they walked home with that. And then we also gave them, so if they were in 3rd grade, we gave them a copy of the 3rd grade, both math and reading test, to take home with the answer sheets, and for everyone. And then we finished the evening with another action team member, our ESOL teacher, Miss Ricky, talked about sort of helpful hints. How to think about, not just with the MSA test, but with any reading assignment you do. And she took the story of Goldilocks and the 3 Bears and applied the 12 reading goals that are in the Stars and Cars books and all those places, and Montgomery County's goals too, and sort of went through those with an example that everyone could understand. So that was a really successful evening.
And I'll add a couple of things. That we had done outreach for the MSA night event at the Black History Month event. And it was really cool because we had Ken, our teacher, but we also had an African-American parent who partnered up with Ken. at the MSA Night information table. And I think that was really powerful at the Black History Month event, which typically does bring in a lot of parents of color, to have the African American parent and our white teacher partnered up to talk about this upcoming event. It was just really, I really feel like we can't do the MSA Night event justice just by talking about it. It was a room full, and it was the most diverse event I have ever seen at Piney Branch Elementary School. It was really amazing.
And that's the power of, again, we've done, most schools do MSA nights, and we've done MSA nights before, not exactly like this, but usually, and this is, I just say it as it is, usually all our white parents are there, and they know about the tests, and this is the first time we had such a diverse group of parents and students sitting, working on tests. And this picture, here's a mom, and this is one of the examples. This I was having a problem with something, and she was working with her daughter, but she looked and was helping him, and it was really powerful. Parents and students around the entire room just working on sample problems, and it was powerful. Again, here's people who don't usually come out to PTA meetings, and the people who don't usually, those are the ones you really want, because they're the ones who you want to help. And you talk about the achievement gap, and I was amazed at the chord. It struck a very strong nerve when people actually looked and scores have been going up every year, the last 6 years, consistently going up. But still, there's a gap. There is a gap in the achievement of our white and Asian students and our Hispanic and African American students, and it's something that parents are wondering, why is this? And so that creates a total different set of meetings now to talk about what are we doing, what's the achievement, what can we do to close and eliminate that achievement gap, and that's become a really big focus for our school. Yes.
I was just leaning over having a sidebar with Joe in terms of that picture with a parent and child, because we place so much in our school system on testing. We know that for some students, in terms of acculturation, that's comfortable, it's easy, it's the norm. And for some students, there's a lot of anxiety. By having that simulation for a child with his mom or dad or significant family member, that helps that child when he or she is in school, a child who may not have that connection with the teacher, that child has framed in his mind and in his spirit that I was sitting there with my mom or my dad or my grandmother when I did this, and there's that encouragement. I mean, when I'm looking at the picture of that mom looking, that's about belief. I believe in you, like our key messages. So I just thought, well, what a simple thing, but yet such a powerful,
Exactly.
It was very intentional.